scratching is to a lot of DJs, it's one of those things where like it's hard to wrap your mind around what you're doing specifically, until it clicks or if you really look into it and whatnot. And I was wondering, like, learning how to scratch, did you have a route? So, because for me, like when I learned how to scratch, it was just literally just listen to yourself suck over and over and over again until like one day it's like, Mom, chirping, like, holy shit, I got it. And it's like, did you have any type of routine? Did you have like a repetitious thing? Like how did you approach that?
Yeah.
From ground up.
I mean, that's all it is. It's practice. It's practice. It's practice. It's hearing yourself suck. It's watching tutorial videos. I mean, I know there's a lot of other stories, but for me, it was because I didn't have anybody there with me. I didn't have a teacher. I didn't have, I didn't apprentice with anybody. So I was all self-taught, and it was YouTube videos, tutorial videos, watching other people on Instagram.
What was your first scratch? Like, what was the first one you learned, other than like a scribble, like a first like crossfader scratch?
So the first scratch I ever learned is and I recommend this for all DJs, is the chirp. So the chirp scratch is the basic. I mean, obviously the baby scratch is going to be your most basic scratch, but you don't even need to use the crossfader with that. Once I learned the chirp scratch and got it clean, that was the foundation of a lot of more advanced scratching. So, and it's one of the hardest scratches to learn, the chirp. And so once you get it, and once the movement and the muscle memory, you train that, you're going to have a lot easier time learning more advanced scratching as you go. And I still use the chirp. That's my main go-to with pretty much every DJ set I do ever now.
Yeah, for sure. And I completely agree with that. That's the first one I learned as well. But when you're practicing chirp, when you're learning the chirp, are you using a beat? Are you doing it raw? Do you like slowly bring up the BPM of the beat so you can scratch a single time up to like you get to 128, 130, and then now you can do double time at 140, like at 70? Like, you know what I mean? Like, was there like what did you do with that?
All of that. All of that. I mean, yeah, you get a sound, you get a scratch sound, or any sound really. Just don't practice with bass hits. You need a vocal sound, or you need a true scratch sound. You can get those anywhere. But what I would first do is I would watch the tutorial video, whatever I was watching and whoever I was watching, I would follow it. Once I kind of once you have the basics of the movements, then you pause that video, and then it's with no beat. It was, go slow with it. It's just the sound. It's just the scratch sound. And once you start to get that, then you add a beat, slow, do that, and then increase it. And just like you said, yeah, that's what you do.
Just 1 BPM at a time, slowly.
That's it. And then learning the basic movements and the theory behind the scratch, that's one thing. And then the next thing is the hours and the time that you put into it. I mean, you have to do it. It's I mean, unless you are, I don't even know, these kids that are DJing now, they're natural born, DJs, and they're amazing, but they still had to learn that stuff. And there's not anybody that I know that is just able to walk up to a pair of turntables and make it sound clean. So you have to put the time in. If you want to get good at it, be ready to put in the time, because you won't be if you don't.